Come and join our school community using the link below. We've put everything in one place, including the streaming platform shows. Bare knuckle boxing carries a vicious and brutal stigma.
Whether traditional dating or modern dating is the right thing to do.
Like, my entire perception of myself changed when I had the knowledge that I was going to go bald.
I think for men, one of the biggest insecurities is their hair.
So what you tend to notice is that both partners need to work in order to make ends meet.
Eventually led to the comeback.
I'm going to twist again. I'm going to go to the next level.
Yep. So I went a bit wild for like 2-3 years.
Comes easy. You can talk to anybody, and then you have your base. You have your like kind of baseline volume. So I don't talk much lower than this now.
As you just saw, one-to-one calls, live group calls twice per week. Take yourself from last man to first man and unlock more and more benefits with each passing week. It'll also be the official home of the 1M podcast moving forward. With 1M House, we have a dedicated filming location to make this happen. Additionally, all the courses and future courses are included. All the old videos from YouTube. I'll see you there. Enjoy the video. Right then, guys, I'm going to do a breakdown of Glen Powell and his male advantage journey. We haven't done one of these in a while. It's going to be exciting. I've just been looking through his journey and looking at certain traits, features, pattern recognition, you know, things that I can notice from previous journeys that he's done that's completely changed his life. And it is very much the same system again, but with the added professionalism. You know, at some points he's dropped in the professionalism. He's decided to become that guy. And there's some things that I've learned since the last one of these that I did that we can add into this video, okay? Which is in regards to, I think it was the video that I made where I spoke about, you know, being an attractive man is just a decision. And you can see that in this video. It's just he's decided. So you can see from the start, the before and after, it's pretty drastic. You know, it's obviously clearly the same guy, but just levels above. There's so much more leanness in the face. There's so much more masculinity in the face, and clearly went through a body transformation. The professionalism, the goofiness and whatnot, and then becoming like a Hollywood leading man. And truth be told, he's definitely been through a bulk and then cut and got really lean and whatnot, but he's not a big guy. Like, you look at his arms there. If he's not got his shirt off, he's got a normal t-shirt on, you wouldn't be able to notice. Like, that would look pretty normal. He'd look like a pretty normal in-shape guy. So it's there for everybody to achieve, okay? Now, what I want to start with, and they don't put these in order, strangely, but what we've got here is his early career, starting off in Spy Kids, which is funny. This has no relevance to this because, you know, you're not going to learn anything seeing this. We've all been kids once before. But, you know, you can see he was in the movie industry to begin with. So this shows you how long he's battled to become that top level guy, okay? Like, so some of you are out there, it's hilarious. I've got to make a video soon on this as well, where I think the average person in the UK between the ages of 30 and 39 make like £3,200 per month. And you got people out there going, oh, I'm not making 10k per month, I feel terrible. Well, you got him here starting off as a kid. You know, he's 35 years old today, 36 in October. And I would say it's only the last 2 years that his career's popped off. He's given like 30 years to this career before he even got like any sort of recognition in the industry. I mean, I didn't really know who he was. I didn't really know any of his movies until it was like Top Gun Maverick. So that just shows some of you guys, you really got to just go for it. You got to lock in. So, like I said, this is all over the place. It's really annoying me. I've tried to figure it out. I just didn't really have the time to do so. Let's start here, okay? This is early on in his career. What he is he's goofy. And you find this a lot. You find this, even though he's still comical today, two of them, you've got Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds. They were the same. They're very goofy at the start of their careers. Another picture of him here. We'll get to that in a minute, actually. We'll start a little bit earlier. There is one I want to look at here. Like, always doing the goofy thing, always messing around, dressed a certain way. Like, nobody takes you seriously. It's a problem with a lot of men in Hollywood early on when they first start out. This is the same. You can see he's got the puffy face. He just looks like a little boy. He actually looks like a completely different ethnicity, to be honest. But yeah, he just like doing the goofy stuff, the stupid stuff early on. You know, the puffiness. I've told you guys before, what you want is distinct features. So like you can see where the nose begins, where the cheekbones begin and stuff like that. This is just a mush face. It's just a round moon mush face. And, you know, that's what happens for a lot of guys. I'll tell you who is very similar Is it here? We'll get to that in a minute. God, I wish I'd put this in order. This is a bit of a nightmare. Bear with me, guys. So, do you know who he reminds me of? Is Chris Evans, early on in his career, who's now become a leading man, but back then he was the goofball. Like, he was that guy that just looked... He had potential, but he was very much just, like, goofy, almost Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Even here, you could tell, like, handsome guy, but he's dressed like a teenager. He was doing all of these, like, silly roles and stuff like that. Bradley Cooper was the same. Bradley Cooper, like, really goofy looking, the lime green shirt, just not doing him any favors. This here, I mean, you can tell handsome guy, but he hasn't done the handsome guy formula. Like, there's literally a formula, there's literally a system that you can follow, and this isn't it. That's not it either. Like, there's literally a system that Glen Powell's followed, that all these guys have since followed, and it's absolutely changed the game for them. So, do you know what's crazy? He was actually in The Dark Knight.
This is a stock exchange. There's no money units here.
Really? Now why are you people here?
So you can see here, I think it's The Dark Knight Rises. He's getting smashed around by Tom Hardy. He's actually 23 there, and you know, very nerdy, very just. Let's go back so we can see him. Just very like skinny, nerdy, well put together guy. Just kind of like the comb over hair. He actually looks like he's playing an older role here than in other movies, which is quite interesting. But you know, you could see he had his niche, he had his area to act in. He was almost just like skinny, preppy looking boy. He knew what he was doing. He definitely wasn't a leading man, not like Tom Hardy. I know Tom Hardy got massive for this, but this was his role. Now, you can't do stuff like this if you want to be a Hollywood leading man. You can't be seen getting grabbed by the throat and thrown around. And do you know what that translates to in your own lives, guys? Willing to do whatever it takes to get where you need to get. You know, in the early days, he's playing that role where he's getting picked up, smashed around, grabbed by the throat. Now he's the Hollywood leading man. He's saving the day and whatnot. He knew that was around the corner. He knew he had to do stuff like this early on and take it on the chin. It's the same in your own lives. Like, look at that. Look how weak that looks. But he's willing to play that role. And look at the size difference. One skinny, scrawny little man, and Tom Hardy's already been through his transformation. So he's 23 there. And actually, he's 25 here. And I think for the first time, this is Expendables 3, I believe. For the first time, we actually see something here. We actually see, hey, this guy's actually getting his shit together. He's going through a decent transformation here. And I think he actually figured out a look, okay? Putting some muscle on, getting a little bit bigger. This is probably the first bulk, okay? So he's 25 years old here. It's probably the first bulk. First time he started going to the gym, he got his beginner gains. The stubble, the, you know, the look. Like, this is a more tougher, masculine look. A lot of guys don't realize this. Like, to be an attractive guy, the system is just to harden your face. You know, lose body fat in your face and just harden it. Just chew. Just, you know, don't give yourself, like, jaw pain, but just chew. Relentlessly just chew. Have a clean diet, loads of water. You know, a little bit stubble if you can and stuff like that. And it just all comes together. You just have this stronger, leaner, like, do your cardio, do your hill sprints, do, you know, some boxing and stuff like that. Lift heavy weights. Do some neck training, and you just get this more masculine, like, stronger appearance. You stop looking like a little frat boy or something like that. Like, it just doesn't look good. So, you know, that preppy look just doesn't work past a certain age. And this is fantastic. But I actually think he regressed. So you can see here, look, there's like a handsome guy look. Is his face as lean here as it is now? No, nowhere near. But, you know, you can see, like, his arms are big because he's carrying a bit of body fat. Like, he's probably 18% body fat here. He started lifting heavy for the first time, got a little bit of stubble, shaved the heads. Like, that's step one. I know a few guys that have done this recently and they look significantly better. It's just, you know, step one on actually looking like a man rather than a little boy. And that's the first time we saw it here at 25. So here's a TV show that he was in, growing his hair out. He's gained a little bit more of fat back. Pretty skinny again. You know, it's just not... You can see he's grown up. He's looking more like a man. His face is actually... It's probably slightly more angular. And I think it's from the body transformation. I actually think once you get it off, it can stay off. And but now he's just like just some normal looking skinny guy, but you can see he's got a ton of potential. There is something there, but he's just playing these like, you know, love movie roles and stuff like that, like these dating movie roles, and it's not Hollywood leading man, and he knows it. But you have to put money in the bank as well. But yeah, he's getting there. He's finding the look that we see now. It's like slowly transitioning. I think this is the first signs. He's probably a little bit older here. I didn't do my research on this one, but I thought this was an important picture. But I would say based on the shows and what I went through, probably 27, 28. And although I think he looked better at 25, he was more masculine. I think we're starting to see signs of modern Glen here, I think, for the first time. And you can see it again here, guys. Like, he really went down that route, that like the dating show route, where yeah, he's a handsome guy with the floppy hair and whatnot, but it's not quite there. It's like he's grown up, he's aged. You can see it in his face. He looks significantly better than he did like here, for example. It looks like just more established. But at the same time, it's not that hard, strong look that he now has. You know, that very lean, low body fat. You guys would be surprised. If you drop from like 18% body fat down to like 13, you'll go, whoa, like I look way better. And then you go from like 13 to 12, you're like a new human. You go from 12 to 11, you're a new human. You go from 11 to 10, you're unrecognizable. You know, you might go from 10 to 9 and you just look like an A-list celebrity. Like, you don't know. You just don't know until you get down there. I encourage every guy to get down there so they can find out. So this brings me on to this picture. I believe he was in Sandcastle. I think he was definitely 28 in this. Henry Cavill was the main lead, and he was just playing like a bit part, a little bit further behind. But I think this is the first sign that we see. You remember Chris Evans when he played Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four? And I think people realised, oh, this is like a handsome leading A-list celebrity man. I think this is the first time you look at it and you go, huh, I think this guy can pull it off. This guy's got a little bit of Brad Pitt about him. Like, there's something going on here. Now, you can see today, compared to here, he's got like the hollow cheeks and the cheekbones, and his face is absolutely chiseled today. And this is the thing, when you're low body fat, it hides flaws, because if you look at his nose, it's not a great nose. But being low body fat, and we'll see in a minute, maybe we could jump across. I don't remember which picture this is. So look, now his nose looks fantastic. It's because it all blends in together. Do you see the difference? When you got body fat on the nose, it's just, it's not a good look. It gives you this like spud nose, and like the cheeks connect to this, like that connects to that, that connects to that. It's all just like one water buffalo look. Whereas over here, you know, it's like separation. You got cheekbones, you got jawline, you got nose, you got brow bone. Like, you can see where everything starts and everything finishes. Whereas here, but this is the first time you actually think to yourself, okay, this guy's got something. Something's going on here. And it's interesting because I always say to you guys that male life doesn't really start until 28. I think this is when his life pretty much kicked off, where it was like, this guy's going places. Like, to be in Sandcastle, that was a decent Netflix film with a decent budget. You know, I think he thought, okay, I'm on my way here. I'm going to start pushing forward. You know, he's gone from like dating films, love films, rom-coms and stuff like that, to being in like a war film with Henry Cavill. I think he like realized, okay, I've got my direction now. I'm sure he spoke to Henry and was like, how do I get to the next level? How do I do what you've done? Like, of course you would, right? You'd always take that advice. And this is where we get to the great male filter, like where things actually take place, where we can actually see, you know, serious changes. And he went through a bulk. Do you know how I know he went through a bulk? Because I don't believe it's that picture there. I'll show you in a second. Bear with me, guys. This is how I knew he went through a bulk. That's a bulk body. If you've ever been through a bulk, like, that's a bulk pumped body. He won't be as lean as that. He's a celebrity. He's posting the best one with the best lighting and stuff like that. He's probably, if he's not tensing, not just trained and whatnot, he'd probably be quite puffy here. But he does look huge. Like, that's off the back of a pump. That's probably, you know, no water and stuff like that. He's just doing a little update pic. But, you know, you go home, you have some carbs, you sit there for a while. He's probably like 16% body fat. So he probably went from, you know, some skinny little guy up to like 16, 17, 18% body fat and did a massive bulk. And then brought it back down, you know, so he could be a little bit more chiseled. You can see here, high cheekbones, hollow cheeks. Like, compared to the one that we saw earlier. Let me see if I can... This will probably be easier to do. What are we on? We're here. You know, we go there. Look at the... There we go. Look how puffy the cheeks are. I know he's smiling, but look how much fat and water is being held in the face compared to that. That's what changes the game, okay? just having that like chiseled look, that more masculine look, the ability to actually see where things start and end. You know, the arm veins, the shoulders, the little grooves in the shadows. That's what makes men attractive. That's what gives you like the next leveled look. Like the hair's the same, the guy's the same and whatnot. The only thing he did do is professionalism. So you can't be like this, right? You can't be like that either. This is too nerdy. This is too goofy. Like he's gone through a professionalism change. Like everything now is A-list celebrity. Everything now is like top level man in terms of the look. Like it's this sort of stuff. It's dressing better. It's the designer stubble, the exact length that studies say make you more attractive as a man. And that's why I said to you guys, there's an exact system in order to become a more attractive man. You wear certain clothes. You're only seen in certain environments and certain movies. You know, you conduct yourself in a certain way. You have the stubble of a certain length. You have like a certain hairstyle and stuff like that. There's you know, you get yourself some good skin. There's an exact system. Like he's doing it here as well, like the cowboy hat and the. I mean, there's a better picture. Let me find it for you guys. There was one. There it is. So that's like, you know, this is a purposeful look. The tight white tee, the jeans, you know, tucked in with a cowboy hat. Like it just makes people go crazy. It makes women go nuts. They know exactly what they're doing there. That t-shirt's fitted to perfection. It's probably been tailored for his body. They know exactly what they're doing. His jawline, his face and whatnot, it's just chiseled here. He doesn't have that like blubbery fat underneath. And like I said, the big thing was the body transformation. You know, you always see this. Like every journey I've ever shown you guys, somebody ends up in Men's Health magazine. And they just go through a massive body transformation, and that's what he's done. It absolutely changed the game for him. It changed his life completely. And people on self-improvement journeys just really underestimate the power of just getting in the gym and really going for it, cleaning up their diet, you know, just cleaning up their lifestyle, going to bed early, drinking 4 liters of water per day, getting a little bit of a tan or something like that, like, you know, doing the designer stubble and stuff like that, and just figuring out your look. And it's a big part, just deciding, do you know what, I want to be the handsome guy. What's the handsome guy formula? Let me just follow it step by step. It's easy for men, really easy, because handsome guy is everybody's type. You know, beautiful women, some people like blondes, brunettes, whatever, but handsome guy is so rare that it's everybody's type. And there's an exact system. There's a way to dress, a way to conduct yourself. You know, a certain body type. There's a certain facial type, stubble type and whatnot. Pretty much any guy can achieve it if they're just doing the right things on repeat. And this is when he got, I think it was like a 3-hit career thing that's happened for him here. It was this movie with Sydney Sweeney. It was the Top Gun Maverick, which came first. And now he's in this film here, this Twisters film or whatnot. Just 3 on the bounce. And he's doing this transformation. So he probably gets into his 30s, goes through this body transformation, does this bulk, then does the cut for Top Gun Maverick. Suddenly he's a leading man out of nowhere, right? In his early 30s, 32 years old, lands Top Gun Maverick. I think the movie came out when he was 33. 33, massive role, Top Gun Maverick. 34, the Sydney Sweeney movie, I can't remember what it is. And then 35, Twisters. And now this new song's come out that's almost like become his theme tune now, and everyone thinks he's like top A-list guy, which he is. He looks fantastic. So he's battled all that time since fucking Spy Kids right down here. You know, so he's gone from this kid, he's battled for like 30 years to becoming this like leading Hollywood man. And that's what you guys need to appreciate, is it takes a long time, and this is the male advantage is. If you can stay on top of it, if you can stay dedicated, you can really lock in, instead of being like, do you know what, my fitness is going well, I'm on a diet, but one piece of cake wouldn't hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can tell he's just gone, right, I'm doing it now. I'm going to get serious. Like, there's not many more opportunities in my life that I'm going to have to become that guy. And you know, I think he's definitely done the 2 body transformations. I think for Expendables 3, I think he did 1. I think he did another one here and just really went for it this time. And he's not huge. You look at his arms there, they're actually pretty small considering he's pumped. Like, they're normal guy arms, they're just really lean. It's accomplishable for everybody out there. It's not a million miles away for any guy in the world. And you think about that from the Spy Kids era until, you know, 33 really, 32, 33. When his career popped off and he became that leading man, that sex symbol. 32 years old, 33 years old, male advantage years. Like, that's a long time to wait, but that's what it takes for men. It takes a very long time. And then, you know, to add in the professionalism, to start dressing in a certain way, the designer stubble of a certain length, the face shape, the hair, like everything's been curated to fit him. Like you can't just, there's, like I said, there's a handsome man look, but they've done it in his own style. Like how can he look a certain way? Suddenly the nose that was all bulbous now actually looks attractive. He's like gone, oh, do you know what? I'll play the cowboy role. Like that's my audience. Like I'll buy into that. Like you figure out your whole thing. You figure out your personal branding. Like I said to you guys before, you're building your hyper masculine character. What suits you? Horses for courses. Frame yourself in a certain way. Where do I position myself? What clothes are right for me? It's all the same thing, it's just done in a different way. It's professionalism. It's actually dressing like a man, looking like a man, behaving like a man, doing movie roles that a man would do rather than like a little boy or something like that. Like he just wouldn't do something like this anymore. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't suit him. When you go between those two, it's actually incredible. Or these two. How ridiculous is that? But the reason it's these two is because it's the same angle. Look at that. That is absolutely ridiculous. I might use that for the thumbnail. I might create a new one actually. That's incredible. How he's just gone from this goofy like teenage kid trying to be all silly on camera, and then this like hard exterior, lean, like everything's strong. Everything just looks like a grown man, a mature man, somebody that could lead, somebody that could save the day. Like that's the whole image that you're trying to accomplish, and that's how you become that sex symbol, and that is the male advantage journey. It's a couple of body transformations, purposeful changes, like saying, okay, I actually want to be that guy this year. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do actionable steps to become that guy, studying what it takes to just, the typical handsome man look. Yeah, I'll tap into that. I'll go after it. And then just some professionalism, the way you dress, the way you conduct yourself. And it all comes together. It's as easy as that, guys. I hope you enjoyed the return of the male advantage journey, and I'll speak to you all soon.